Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, whichever suits you best. I'm back again, and very, very close to releasing version 4 of Matilija's Aerospace. Just a couple of very minor things to touch up on before I upload. Probably should have uploaded here in about maybe 2 hours. At least from the time that I released this video. It's roughly about 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time right now, and I expect by about 6 p.m. Pacific Standard I will be ready to upload. But I wanted to real quick do this quick little video just to show you a couple of the small things that I've done and to go over the things that I've done. So, number one, I have added audio layers to all of my HABs, so they will no longer sound like you are outdoors. That's the first thing. Number two, all of the invisible HAB issues in that from version 3.01, all of that stuff is resolved. It's, there's nothing missing, nothing invisible. Even this guy got his prosthetics, so we're getting there. I actually don't know why his legs are back. I didn't do anything about that. But
anything I can help you with?
Anyways,
sure.
I'll just go ahead and show off a couple of things here real quick. So as you can see, there's nothing invisible. My big observation deck is there. We also have new cockpit, and it is done. I now have these thrusters. They actually do work outside when you're flying around. So if you've got a small ship and you can see from the third person perspective this cockpit, you'll see the thrusters working when you're moving left and right and whatnot. I also have all of these headlights now working, so if you're near, and that's on all of my cockpits and my bridge. In fact, we'll go ahead and we'll throw a bridge on here just so you can see. What that looks like. Oh, probably help if I actually attached it. Elevators, I've got the nav mesh and everything done on them. I've also I found an issue with all of my Deratech inspired cockpits where the nav mesh was broken, and that is fixed in all of them. I also have the nav mesh fixed in all of my staircases. My 3 and 4 level staircases specifically had broken nav mesh, and they are fixed. So your NPC followers and that should use them now, or should be able to use them at least now. The elevators have working nav mesh. All of my HABs now have working nav mesh. And the floating issue in the VHABs, where if you placed items in your VHABs and they would float a little bit, that issue's been fixed. I've fixed a ton of snap issues. I would love to say I've got all of them, but I won't say that just because I can't test with an Xbox, and so just because I have them working on PC without any kind of issues at all, even when I'm not using a modified any to allow for overlap, it doesn't mean that it's going to work perfectly on Xbox. I would love to say that it will. I think it should work better than it ever has before, but I won't say that it's all fixed there. So I mean, it's a mod in progress. It's always going to be in development, and I'm always going to be working to improve it. That said, I also have added new ramp toppers. I'll just show you what those look like here. Let's go ahead and get a ramp here. Go ahead and throw a ramp here. I'm gonna go ahead and do this just so I can. I don't know why anybody would ever want this many elevators stacked back to back, but you know, we'll go ahead and do this anyway, just so that we can. Oh, I've got one too many. We just need that there, just so I can show you how these ramp supports and ramp toppers work. So I've redesigned the ramp toppers and ramp supports as well, so that I think they look a little better anyway. Get to the structure. Where? There it is. Oh, perfect. So first of all, ramp support. It just goes underneath a ramp like this, and it will give you that flat bottom cover without clipping into your ramp. And then the ramp topper, which is the exact same idea, but it goes on top, and it gives you that flat surface that you can put an equipment plate or whatever on. And as you can see, it's just a little bit nicer design. Everything kind of looks like it goes together now. In my opinion, I guess is all I should say. Maybe you won't like the new design, but too bad. It's my mod. Anyways, so that's those things. And I have verified that absolutely every single piece shows up. Nothing is invisible or missing. I still have. I know a lot of people, or I've heard some people complaining that my stuff doesn't have ship icons over here. I will look into getting the icons done at some point. It's just not priority number one for me. The way I look at it is when you're cycling through, you see what the stuff looks like on your screen anyway. So I think the icons I don't feel like they're necessary. Personally, but you know, that's just me. That said, let's go ahead and show you some of this stuff actually working. Oh, and other things that I've done, I've removed the fog in the captain's quarters, so the captain's quarters lighting should be a lot better for a lot of people. I've added external lighting for all of these cockpits, so they actually do shine light forward. It's going to be kind of hard to show you. I just realized that this ship is really tall. Let's see if I can get up. Oh yeah. Alright, so it's going to be kind of hard to see since I'm. There you go. So as you can see on the front of him, he is definitely getting light shined onto him. And the light shines pretty far out. Although I can't stay hovering long enough to show you, but you can still see light shining on him like way over here. So it does have working headlights. Now if you land on a planet and your ship is parked near like the side of a mountain or something, you should see the lights shining onto that mountain. The other thing that I've done is well, at least I think this is super cool with my elevators. I have put in shadow casting lights. Now, I purposely made my elevator heads fairly dark, and that's because I've got shadow casting lights in the aft part of the cab. And I did that specifically so you could have this really cool effect when you're going up and down the elevators. So, as you can see, the hab itself is kind of, it's kind of dim. It helps that I've got another elevator right there. And all of these elevators that work just like crosshabs, they will never spawn doors. And that's just to avoid clipping. But here inside the elevator, and I'm just going to show you. We'll go all the way to the top floor here. This is why I've made them fairly dark, so that you can see all of these shadows cast as you're going up or down the floors. I thought it was a really cool effect, and so I did it. Oh, I also fixed these buttons here so they don't disappear when you press them anymore. You can still see that they do press, so like this, we're on the 6th floor. They still press, they just don't disappear anymore. So, yep, that is what's coming later today. Like I said, I've just got to basically get all the files and everything packed and then re-upload. And I'm going to be taking a little bit of extra spare time just to make sure that I don't have a borked upload like with 3.01. So, say give me a couple of hours here and you should see version 4 show up. It'll show up on Nexus probably about 20 minutes before it shows up on Creations. But just because that's how long it'll take to load the creation kit after I upload to. And I have to upload to Creations from the creation kit. So, oh, I've got something clipping in here. What is clipping in here? I don't know what that is. I do know what that is. That is my cockpit. Because I built this too close to I forgot that part didn't have collision. Alright, well, I did that on purpose just to make it easier to build with, but that's funny. So it wouldn't affect you in the ship builder. I made sure that part that juts out a little bit doesn't have collision. Let's go ahead and go into my cockpit here so I can show you the changes here too. So I know 3.01 had broken seating positions. That is all resolved. You'll also see that there are now support structures in place to make sure that these are held up well. And I also have the new seating, so when I sit down here, we've got this gap here, so we've got very, very good field of view. Oh, and I've also cleaned up all the glass in all of my cockpits. So, in fact, we'll just go ahead and we'll take off just to kind of show you here how much better the glass is. It's not. It's nowhere near as dingy as it was. I mean, even when you do get some glare, it's nowhere near as bad. You'll see a few little like minor scratches in the glass if you're staring like right at the sun, but it doesn't really glare out to where you can't see anymore. So field of view is a lot better. I think most people will get a kick out of it, you know, if they give it a chance. I know there's some people that are very, very angry with me for my last update, and I do apologize. That it was a mistake. It will all be fixed tonight. Like I said, probably a couple of hours from now. So keep your eye out if you're interested, and I hope you all enjoy. Have a great one. Until the next time.